Yeah. I think we have enough people join the meeting. We can start the meeting today. Hello, everyone. Today is February 19th, 2025. This is the Working Group Serving weekly meeting. Thanks, everyone, for coming. We are following the CNCF guidelines, and this video is being recorded and uploaded to the cloud. Yeah, I think today we have a few topics. Let's go through them. I think you guys can see my screen. The first part is the workstream updates. I didn't see any updates here. So orchestration part, any updates? Anyone's here talking about the orchestration? Yeah, if not, let's go to the DRA part.
Sure, I can give an update there. So we have a lot of progress we're making. We got a bunch of caps for the 133 release. Of the particular interest to this group, there's some caps related to kind of what we call partitionable with multi-node, which could be useful for some of the multi-host inference cases. Particularly like at Google, we'll use it for what we call TPU subslicing. You have a multi-node set of TPUs, and then maybe you need to just take a subset of those and use them for an inference workload or something. So Abdullah and I have talked about similar use cases on the leader worker set side. So that's probably the one that's most interesting to this group. I'll add a link to the cap in the agenda.
Great. Sounds good. Any questions?
Actually, one other thing I want to say is if there are folks with multi-host inference use cases, if you can reach out to me on Slack, because we're also considering whether to introduce into, say, leader worker set, the ability to have a resource claim that claims one of these multi-host resources for the whole worker set or leader set. And so we think that could be useful. I have more concrete and actionable use cases on the training side, but for like job set. But if we have a similar type of need, and I believe we do on the multi-host inference side, please, if that sounds interesting to you, reach out to me on Slack.
Great. Okay. Next, like auto scaling. Any updates? If not, let's move to the multi-host. I think multi-host, like John already talked about a few like related features. And yeah, if the people have other like feedbacks, feel free to let us know. And recently, I noticed a lot of like community users try to deploy the full waste DeepSeek R1 through the multi-host like solution. I think leader worker set already add the support. I noticed Jason and Ari also have a PR. We can talk about later on the DeepSeek support. Okay.
We added also support for SGLang as well. SGLang multi-host on LWS.
Great. Okay, let me. Yeah, I'll probably find a link. Abdullah, you can help find link. We can just put the SGLang examples here, and yeah, if people, I do see some people like search the meeting notes, so they can better find the examples as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. Yeah, let's move to the sub-project updates. Kellen, do you want to get give some updates on the gateway
Sure.
inference?
We're working right along. We have Danian working on the K gateway integration, while the rest of us are working towards a V0.2 release. That's kind of our updates for now. I am working on a longer term roadmap on the side. I will share that in our Thursday meeting when that's ready to go. Just calling that out. Otherwise, just working away.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I think the features and there's also some bugs. Those lists are very concrete. Yeah, feel free to leave some comments. Cool. The next, the service catalog. Jason, could you give some updates?
Yep, we had the leader worker set DeepSeek R1 support merged, which is great. Thanks, Edwin. I think we can follow up possibly with SG-Lang and serving catalog for multi-host. And then the second point is a call for reviews for the catalog's CLI tool. I really appreciate any feedback to add in there.
Great. Yeah, last week we went through this proposal. Did you get enough feedbacks to move forward?
I think more feedback would be appreciated.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So the next is the inference perf tools. Ashok.
Yeah. So we added a new load gen with some mock requests. So we can send different QPS in Python and constant distribution now. Some other changes are in flight as well. So the next one is an open issue that I wanted to bring some attention to. So this is a proposal to add orchestration itself into the benchmarking tool from Chen. I think they have something similar in FMPerf already where they use Python code to deploy like a VLLM or TGI with some basic flags, and then deploy the benchmarking code too, and then run a benchmark from within the cluster. So yeah, well, I wanted to check if people had any thoughts on whether we should make it a part of the core benchmarking library itself, or if it should be like a separate extension that we add to it. Obviously, this is mainly for like deploying the model server for benchmarking itself. If someone is going to be running their model server in production, they'll be using some of the other things. And we also have serving catalog, which allows different customizations to deploy your model server itself today. So this I'm thinking will make it easier for anyone who just wants to use the Python library to quickly deploy model server and run benchmarks on it. Yeah, so if you have any thoughts on extending the tool in this direction, and any preferences around how we should do that, please feel free to chime in. We'll probably have a bigger discussion on this in the benchmarking tools link tomorrow. So if you're interested, please attend that too.
This is great. But by the way, Ashok, I think we used to talk about the orchestration, abstraction, probably in CRD format earlier, right? In the past,
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the new proposal is focusing more on the Python-based tool to do the service launching, request like sending, and probably some results analysis. So that's a different kind of I would say it still need the orchestration, but the tool move to the Python based, right?
Yeah, this is a different approach than that, and I feel like not everyone would be using the Python-based approach. Let's say if you already have your model server running in your cluster and staging production somewhere, and you need to run benchmarking, you still need some other CRD or some way to deploy the tool and run it. So this is more like faster benchmarking, development and iteration kind of a thing that this can help. Yeah. So I think we would still need another mode of deployment.
Yeah, right. I think that, yeah, that simplifies the workflow a lot. That's cool. Oh wait. Great. By the way, one more question on the inference perfs. I recently I see some users want to replace some traces. Does the inference perf tool can like support some trace from the popular ones like the burst, the GPT, etc.?
Yeah. Yeah, we have like a separate a module to use different data set which can be plugged in. We want to start with a few popular ones, maybe like ShareGPT, OpenARCA, and things like that. So if you want like specific data set to be added, we can create an issue. I think we can include that too.
Okay, great. Sounds great. Okay.
I have a question. Like, as part of this effort, should we try and define data sets actually, like to drive some sort of consensus on like what data sets should be used to evaluate different features? I know MLPerf does that like for ShareGPT, but I think it would be useful for us also to do this as well, like a data set for chat, for summarization, for classification. I don't know if the community has any thoughts on like, suggesting those data sets and have them actually integrated in the tool from the get-go.
Agree. Yeah, that would be very helpful to do. Right now, we are just thinking in terms of like we should write this in a way where different data set can be plugged in easily. But what data set to use and how they pertain to different use cases is something we should look more into. And I would love if people have thoughts on this, or if you have been using specific data set for your use case already. It would be good to hear about and look at adding.
Yeah, I think data set itself plays an important role on the performance side, and the arrival rate, like the real tracing. I do see you have some Poseidon like arrival rates implemented, and yeah, I think that is kind of tricky as well for different like features. For example, for like auto scaling or request routing, actually different arrival rates or different patterns like the slow growing or fast growing, those patterns really matters to test those components performance. Sometimes I see at least on our side we kind of struggled to get all the right combinations to test whether a feature is effective or not. Yeah, so if we can have those like data sets, tracing, and client all the benchmark combinations with some recommendations for features, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me take some notes and yeah,
Great.
create some issues.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Right now, I think we finished the sub projects updates. And yeah, there's the open topic on the annual report, the working group annual report PR. I think you already submitted the PR like weeks ago. Yeah, we'd like to get some feedbacks from the community members. So this PR lists the current initiatives and like the project the status in 2024, and we hope to get more feedbacks on how to run the working group survey meeting in future. Yeah, feel free to leave some comments and yeah, that would be super helpful. And I noticed like in working group updates, there's not that many like updates, especially for some workstream besides the DRA, because the DRA has some like signals to drive the direction, right? Others, I think it does as well, like the auto scaling. But I think orchestration is more on the SIG app side. Monohost is similar, yeah. So we probably didn't see that many updates recently. So if we think we can change the way to like manage different domains for the like the serving areas, I think yeah we like to hear the feedbacks as well. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, any other topics today? Okay, yeah, if we don't have further topics, we can finish today's meeting. Yes, thanks everyone for coming today. Thank you. Bye. Oh, I think there's the we do have some I think questions from the meeting chat and mainly focused on the multi-host. I think we can handle it offline in the group chat. Yeah, Joho, if you like to, how? Yeah, let me see. Sorry. Yeah, we can talk about here. Actually, I think the Joho asked for multi-node and multi-GPU case. Like how to achieve the auto scaling. Joho's still here, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm here. So
Yeah.
I wonder you know, so I'm working on the K-serve, the multi-node multi-GPU stuff. I wonder is how you guys control auto scale and auto up, what was it, rolling upgrade, and how you control those. I just wonder.
So with LWS, all of that is supported out of the box. KSF chose not to integrate with LWS, and so they have those limitations. But if you use LWS directly, you will get auto scaling, you will get rolling updates, just like as if you're using the deployment API.
So when you upgrade, like when we change that node count, so the model need to rebalance, right? So I just wonder, with LWS is still using stateful set, and it is upgrading, adding new node need to have the new model, right? So I mean rebalance the model. So I wonder that part.
So we're not changing the number of nodes in a replica. That's fixed. What you change is the number of replicas, which is like number of instances of a group of 2, for example. If you're deploying DeepSeek on multi-node GPU, okay, usually you have 2 nodes to deploy DeepSeek, and you wouldn't change, for example, from 2 to 3 nodes for the same quote-unquote replica. You would change the number of instances. So if traffic increases, you would bring up a new group of 2 nodes to deploy the model. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you are using unit, like a head and work node as a unit, and then you increasing that group, right?
Exactly, because usually you don't like on the fly change the number of workers, right? Because the model size is the model size. Like you don't need to change anything on the fly. When traffic increases, you change the number of groups of like 2 to handle more traffic. Think of the group as like one single superpod that is deployed on multiple nodes.
Okay, so whenever you are rolling upgrade, so new model is coming in, then how you control that?
So each group will be upgraded on its own, like one by one. So you have a new model, assuming again the new model should have the same like same thing, like two worker requires 2 workers, for example. and then each group of nodes, each group of pods that represent a replica will be upgraded as a unit.
Okay, so rolling upgrades
happens across the replicas, not within a replica. Within a replica, it's just like all or nothing, right? Like what happens is that the whole stateful set that represent the workers is going to be deleted and recreated with the new spec.
Okay. So whenever the new model is ready, then it will, change that service, the endpoint, right?
Service endpoint? What do you mean by service endpoint? Like this is the service endpoint, which is the service itself, is fronting the LWS. So that doesn't change. What you change is the LWS spec itself. You say, for example, you change something in the template, that would trigger a rolling update of the entities, right? Like of each replica in LWS one by one.
Right. But whenever the new pod is running and it is not ready, right? It is not it's not possible to accept a new request from the user, right? So
the leader, usually like the traffic goes to the leader pod of each replica, right? And that pod would need to declare itself ready when it's ready to serve. So that is respected. Yeah, like that would be that's supported.
Right. So so whenever you have a new pod, new group, there is a two hat around, right? So one previous one has had one, and new one also had new hat, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, each replica has its own head, right?
Correct.
Each has its own leader. And then what happens during a rolling update is the leaders will be updated one by one. When a leader is updated, it will recreate its workers. And so only when that leader is back up and running, it will be part of the ready group of pods that the service will target.
Right. So my question here is, so is there a way to just distribute that request like half and half? Like I have a new model, and I want to send half of request.
Yeah, traffic splitting is not managed by LWS. You need to manage it with Gateway.
Gateway, okay.
Yeah,
so you already using Gateway too, right?
Well, Gateway like composes with this out of the box. So basically, what you would usually do is you create another LWS. If you want to do traffic splitting, you have to use another replica, another LWS. That's the same thing with deployments. We don't have traffic splitting at the workload API level, neither with STS or deployments or LWS.
Okay, and
well, Abdullah. So what happens, right, is that if they're part of the same service distributes traffic across the pods.
Exactly.
And so
yeah.
Right. So the deployment, though, like it doesn't like you can't control the traffic split with the deployment. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Right.
Okay. And what about you already said auto scaling. So what kind of resource, the metrics that you are using it?
So that is like depends on the model server. So the metric would need to be emitted by the leader because HPA currently only works on it needs to look up a specific pod ID to collect the metrics for a server, right?
Oh, okay. Based on the HPA, so memory, CPU, and
custom metrics. You can use custom metrics. Like if you have a server like a VLLM reports KV cache utilization for the group. Right, like the head, the leader can report it for the group, then you could use that too.
Okay. Right. Cool. Thank you.
I have one question around the metrics. I even raised a issue for this. So so when using VLLM with LWS and for the worker metrics, like are they is the leader responsible for collecting all the worker metrics as well and exposing it?
So there are two parts to this. Like first, the mechanics, which is like what HPA can do right now, which is it cannot like really fetch metrics from all the workers and aggregate them as a unit. So that's a limitation on the HPA side. On LWS, like LWS itself, like really cannot do anything here. What you need to do is to have the model server itself work in a way where the leader whatever is running on the leader is aggregating the metrics from the workers and emitting it as a representative metric of the whole group. So LWS like really cannot do anything, or any workload API can do anything here. It needs, like, the file server itself needs to be a multi-node aware, so to speak.
Right. So, but today we start the Ray server and then start the VLLM. So
Yeah. So I think we need to raise an issue with VLLM to allow the head node in VLLM, which is like Ray, to collect the metrics and emit them on behalf of the group.
Right.
Right. I think the the other approach is not to use the per-pod metrics, right? There's some application level metrics. It represents the overall. Yeah. That works as
object.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I suggest, I think this area is pretty hot, and if people have further questions, we can talk in the working group channel. I think Abdullah's there, and leader workers at maintenance there. We can talk more on that. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, seems we don't have further topics. Let's end the meeting today. Yes, thank you, everyone. Bye.